sum is $3 billion a week. Country 75, Hungary. 11 million people. Weekly survival sum is $3.3 billion a week. Country 76, Iceland, 1 million people. Weekly survival sum is $300 million a week. Country 77, India, 1.2 billion people. 1.2 billion people. The weekly survival sum for India is, for 1.2 billion people, is $360 billion a week. India, you have a huge population, 1.2 billion people. The weekly survival sum for India, for 1.2 billion people, is $360 billion a week. Country 78, Indonesia, 250 million people. Indonesia, you have 250 million people. Weekly survival sum is $75 billion a week. Iran, 100 million people. Weekly survival sum is $30 billion a week. Country 80, Iraq, 30 million people. Weekly survival sum is $9 billion a week. Country 81, Ireland, 5 million people. Weekly survival sum is $1.5 billion a week. I repeat, Ireland, country number 81, Ireland, 5 million people. Weekly survival sum is $1.5 billion a week. Country 82, Israel, 7 million people. Weekly survival sum is $2.1 billion. Country 83, Italy, 60 million people. Weekly survival sum is $1.8 billion a week. Country 84, Jamaica, 3 million people. Weekly survival sum is $9 billion a week. Country 85, Japan, 130 million people. Weekly survival sum is $39 billion a week. I repeat, country 85, Japan, 130 million people. Weekly survival sum is $39 billion a week. Country 86, Jordan, 6 million people. Weekly survival sum is $1.8 billion a week. I repeat, country 86, Jordan, 6 million people. Weekly survival sum is $1.8 billion a week. Country 87, Kazakhstan, 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 16 million people. Weekly survival sum is $4.8 billion a week. Country 88, Kenya, 40 million people. Weekly survival sum is $12 billion a week. Country 89, Kiribati, Kiribati, 100,000 people. Weekly survival sum is $30 million a week. Page 33. Country number 90, Kosovo, 3 million people. Weekly survival sum is $900 million a week. Country 91, Kuwait, 3 million people. Weekly survival sum is $900 million a week. Country 92, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Kazakhstan, 6 million people. Weekly survival sum is $1.8 billion a week. Country 93, Laos, Laos, 6 million people. Weekly survival sum is $1.8 billion a week. Country 94, Latvia, 3 million people. Weekly survival sum is $900 million a week. Country 95, Lebanon, 5 million people. Weekly survival sum is $1.5 billion a week. Country 96, Lesotho, 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 3 million people. Weekly survival sum is $900 million a week. Country 97, Liberia, 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 4 million people. Weekly survival sum is $1.2 billion a week. Country 98, Libya, 7 million people. Weekly survival sum is $2.1 billion a week. Country 99, Lecistan, Lechichtenstein, Lecistan, 50,000 people. Weekly survival sum is $15 million a week. Country 100, Lithuania, 4 million people. Weekly survival sum is $1.2 billion a week. Country 101, Luxembourg, 1 million people. Weekly survival sum is $300 million a week. Country 102, Macedonia, FYROM, 3 million people, weekly survival sum is $900 million a week. Country 103, Madagascar, 20 million people, weekly survival sum is $6 billion a week. Country 104, Malawi, Malawy, 14 million people, weekly survival sum is $4.2 billion a week. Country 105, Malaysia, 20 million people, weekly survival sum is $8.1 billion a week. Country Maldives is around 500,000 people, weekly survival sum is $150 million a week. A double safe zone figure is 1 million people, weekly survival sum is $300 million a week, and that's for the Maldives. Country 107, Malai, M-A-L-I, 13 million people, weekly survival sum is $3.9 billion a week. Country 108, Malta, 1 million people, weekly survival sum is $300 million a week. Country 109, Marshall Islands, 100,000 people, weekly survival sum is $30 million a week. Country 110, Mauritania, M-A-U-R-I-T-A-N-I-A, Mauritania, 4 million people, weekly survival sum is $1.2 billion a week. Country 111, Mauritius, M-A-U-R-I-T-I-U-S, 2 million people, weekly survival sum is $600 million a week. Country 112, Mexico, 110 million people, weekly survival sum is $33 billion a week. Country 113, Micronesia, Federal States of 200,000 people, weekly survival sum is $60 million a week. Country 114, Moldova, 4 million people, weekly survival sum is $1.2 billion a week. Country 115, Monaco, 50,000 people, weekly survival sum is $15 million a week. Country 116, Mongolia,